We Predacons forbid you to watch this video if you are under the age of 13. That means you must click the box and exit the video. Yes. But if you continue to watch, it shall avail you not. No. For now the power gauntlet has been cast. Predacons, terrorize!
Hey everyone, welcome back to Input, man. And in this upgrade kit review, we are looking at an upgrade kit for the Haslab Unicron. And this kit is brought to you by 3D Emporium on Etsy. There'll be a link in the description below to where you guys can find this. This kit does run about $15, just so you guys know. But what is it? It's a simple little 3D printed piece right there. And I know it's in the bag, but don't worry. I'm going to show you guys a little bit better out of the bag. But it's a 3D printed piece and an LED. And you guys absolutely know how much I love my toys to have light up effects. So let's light this dude's eyes clear up into the sky the way they should have been from Hasbro. And yeah, I'm going to show you guys how to take this apart and install this LED kit, and I'm going to show you guys the aftermath. So sit back, grab some popcorn and a soda, and you guys know how this works. So let's do this. Alright, so what are you going to need for this? Well, obviously you're going to need your Unicron head, you're going to need your kit from 3D Emporium, and you're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver. This is, I believe, a number one, let me try and focus on this if I can. This is a number one Phillips head screwdriver. It's the American standard, number one, not the Japanese standard. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, these Japanese screws, you know, they suck and they're junk and all this other stuff." It's because you're using a different standard of screwdriver on a different standard type of screw. So keep that in mind. The Japanese screws, they don't suck. You're just stripping them because you're using the wrong screwdriver. But in this case, you will need a number one Phillips head screwdriver, and you're going to take out the screws that are 1, 2, and 3 right here, and you're going to separate that. And you guys can also take off the faceplate if you want to, which you're probably going to want to. So I'm going to take this guy apart off camera. And like I said, you're going to have 1, 2, and 3 screws to take out, and it's going to separate. So I'll be right back and show you guys what he looks like all taken apart. Alright guys, so check this out. I got the 3 screws out right here. Now they all are the same screws, so you don't really, you don't have to worry about not having them in the right order or putting them back in the wrong spot or anything like that. They're all the same screws, so they all go back perfectly fine in whatever slot that they're in. So again, take the faceplate off for this, and you guys are really going to see the inside of this entire thing after it opens up. Now, you don't need anything to really separate it. You just got to separate it and pull it apart. Now, I will say, this entire back piece right here is painted. So I would be extremely careful from scratching the paint in these circle holes and everything whenever you're taking the screws out. So, those 3 screws hold it in. You just set it off to the side. Now, here is the big warning about this kit. Before I go any further, if you guys like the gimmick of the eye moving, okay, then this kit is not for you. This kit removes these eyepieces and this entire gimmick and replaces them with the light up eyes. So again, if you guys have an issue with that, then again, I'm sorry, but there's no way around it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take out the entire gimmick right here, okay? And then I'm going to take it out and I'll show you guys exactly how that looks. So it is spring loaded, so be careful. You don't want all this stuff flying all over the place, right? But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out off camera, and I will show you guys what that looks like, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so here we go. We got the entire neck tilt and all that stuff taken out. You're going to need your number one Phillips right here on this screw again, and you just pop it out like so, okay? Then that is the entire eye section. All right, now as creepy as that might end up looking to some, right? That's the entire eye section, or those are the eyeballs. And here are the little gears and mechanisms and stuff. And here is the neck tilt, whatever you want to call that, right? Now this piece does end up being retained. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your 3D printed piece and you're going to slot it in right here in between the eyebrow section. So right here, okay? And it's a real simple thing. Just slide it in. Now tweezers, if you guys got some tweezers, that would work best. But I am using the tools that most of us have. I do have tweezers, but I just want to show everybody that, you know, you don't need the tweezers in order to put it in. Now, what does that do? That actually holds the LED in place right here, like so. And then you're going to take your 3D printed switch piece. You're going to put your switch piece right there. So what you're going to do is you're going to take these pegs right here and slide them up against that right there, and the force of the entire piece being put together will hold it all in place. And I'll get to that here in a second. But first, you guys, for this, you guys are going to need this style battery right here. You're going to need 2 of those. That is an AG4 or an LR62 at 1.5. Now, these did come with the kit. I will repeat that. They did come with the kit. They weren't in the bag, but that's because I took them out in order to test this first and then put everything back, and then just forgot to put the batteries back in. So, again, red is positive. Everybody should know this. Red is positive, black is negative, and you're just going to put it all together, and you're going to take your negative cable and you're going to slide it in behind the battery like so, and pop that switch. Boom. And there you go. Now you got your light up eye section piece for Unicron, and just going to slot the LED into that 3D printed piece. And as you can see now, the entire mechanism is held up and held in place. And you're just going to now fit it all right up here against this little bitty slot like so. And just kind of work the wires. Be careful not to snap anything, okay? Because if you snap it, then it's not going to work, obviously, right? So now you're looking at the entire switch and how that all will work and everything else. So, boom! Now we got it all together. I'm going to put this whole thing back in, and I'll be right back, and I'll show you guys how that looks. Alright everyone, so I got the neck joint back in. Now I will say the downside to this kit is that this centerpiece for the neck joint right here, so this whole centerpiece doesn't have any support, but it still does articulate, and it still does turn, and it still does rotate and everything. So on that regard, I think you're good. Especially, I don't really see a whole lot of people gonna end up moving this guy around too much. Also, be careful if the heat shrink that's on this negative side ends up touching the batteries at all, it will break the connection and it will turn off. So if you ever, if it never turns on, never works or anything like that, or ends up not working at some point, just check this negative battery cable, and if you need to just cut off some of the heat shrink that's on the or around the negative part, around that metal piece. But turn it on, and let me show you guys exactly how this looks. So there we go. We got the eye section all kind of lit up, and going to put the face back on, and there we go. Unicron's eyes glow. Now there is some light bleed right up here on the crest, on the crown area, because that is where the LED sits. It does sit directly behind this area right here at this little orange and blue point. That's where it sits. But I think that truthfully there's not a whole lot of negative. That doesn't really bother me. I don't really see that too much as a negative. And the positive is that there is a slight green glow inside of his mouth. So I think it works out. I think it's awesome. So let me go off camera one more time, button this thing all back up, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on this kit. So here we are, guys. We are here at the final stages of this upgrade kit for Unicron, Haslab Unicron. Now, even after you put it all back together, the neck still does articulate, as you can see right there. It still moves up and down. Like I said, it just ends up losing that center support, but it still does have the upper support, and I mean, it's not going anywhere. Once it's all screwed together, that support, the support up here, it's just, like I said, this rotation thing isn't going anywhere. Here is what it looks like underneath. There's the switch. Is very indiscreet. I absolutely think it's great. Now, I will say that it does hold in place fairly well, but it does tend to kind of wiggle a little bit. I think maybe the 3D printed piece, the legs could have been slightly closer together to kind of really kind of clip up against that square piece. But all in all, when you screw it all back together and you have it, you know, you have the head complete, screwed together and all that, the switch itself does hold in place really, really well. So press the button, light it up, and man, that just, I mean, that just is amazing. And like I said, even when you open the mouth, you get a bit of a green glow right there. Now, this just is super, super awesome because not only does it light up, it lights up all the detail that is sculpted into the eye right here, that clear plastic piece. Now, I know on camera it's showing a bit of a bright spot. It is not like that in real life. It does not light up that bright. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, and I guess the only thing to do now is show you guys exactly what it looks like on Unicron all lit up. So let's take a look at that. Alright guys, so boom! That's what he looks like, all lit up and everything else with his eyes lit up. I think it looks fucking awesome. Sorry about the echo. There is a bit of an echo because I am in, you know, an unpadded room, so to speak. Not like I need one or anything. But yeah, that's what he looks like. Lights on, LEDs on, everything with the lights on in your house. And let's take a look at what he looks like in the dark. Oh, dude, now that is fucking awesome. I'm gonna try, my camera is actually, or my tripod is actually extended all the way up right now. But I am going to zoom in as much as I can on this, and so you guys can see all of that detail that is going on right here as he's lit up. When he lights up in the dark, you can see all of the detail that's in his face, almost as if he's cracked and damaged and it's just bleeding through everything. And like I said earlier, it bleeds through his mouth, so it does look like he's got some type of energy coming through his mouth. And man, I'm just blown away by the kit. I am absolutely stunned by this kit. It's an amazing kit, and like I said, 3D Emporium on Etsy. I will put the link to this kit down below. He does offer it if you guys have a 3D printer. He does offer the files and stuff off his YouTube page and everything else. I'll put links to all of that stuff in the description below. So if you don't have a 3D printer, you can get it from Etsy, or if you do, you can print one out yourself and, you know, get your own LED and your own switches and stuff like that. Final thought on the kit, dude, it's an amazing, amazing kit. Absolutely love it. Hard, definite recommend. And if you get it off of Etsy, it's $15 before shipping and tax, and I think after all that, it's about $20 shipped. So absolutely, absolutely recommend this kit, hands down. So yeah, that's it for this review. Catch you guys next video, next podcast, next everything, next anything. And love you guys. Most important thing right now is stay safe, and that's what I want you guys to do. So I'll see you guys next time. And as always, kind of zoomed in here, but got to get up here. So I'll see you guys next time. And as always, cut it out. Later.